the rest of Horror Esports is just wrapping around where Vampire Esports at.
I love the approach there coming from the other side of Horror Esports. They're locking vampires in from inside the compound. I mean, they're everywhere. They're holding off multiple angles, which works best, of course, and they're flushing them out with a lot of nades. But in the meantime, let's just check out Tribe Aeromacy because they've got one on the already back in the lobby, two on the ground, so they're left with just one player remaining. But coming off of the kill feed, it's Schweppes from Vampire Esports who's currently knocked down. So I guess Horror Esports is doing an effective job flushing them out of that compound.
They definitely do. Meanwhile, Alpha ARES also receiving a little bit of that pressure coming from AST. It's Rosemary that they will have to deal with when he's going to be on the outskirts trying to pop a grenade. And a couple of nades have fallen true, but not enough to actually catch the player of AST. Now infiltrates the compound as well. Rosemary prepping another nade, and that will basically detonate right in front of his face. Oh boy, a kamikaze play, but that will do for the side of Alter Ego.
Sticky fingers. Okay, that's probably what happened. But they're still A-okay, so fret not, fans. 9 teams remaining. We're already at stage 4 with 7 seconds on the clock. And now on the screen, I do see Geek Fam. Okay, probably, just hunting this players coming from Team Secret. And now they are in a power position where they could do a lot of gatekeeping up against Alter Ego, ARES, Team Secret, and the boys of Bigatron Red Aliens.
They definitely look to be in a really solid spot, but the problem is there's going to be multiple teams that are coming in from the south as well as the southeast side, so they might be pressured to move aside or perhaps be spotted out by multiple teams at the very same time. So Geek Fam, they have to do their best to defend, meanwhile the rest of Team Secret are pushing them at the moment. Jiki now runs out into the fields, and there will be Break trying to actually supplement some damage, but he does not even leave his vehicle. Gets dropped down by Mika. Sharp shots coming from Geek Fam.
Geek on flick. That's what Geek Fam is doing right now, scoring some points up against Team Secret. Although they're operating on just 3 members, but they're still bringing in their A game up against Team Secret here, right here. Jaiki Hiki. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, but yeah, Jiki is just taking advantage of those ridges right there. I mean, he's hiding himself up against Geek Fam, so I guess he's just waiting for that opening knock. We've got Vampire Esports, we've got Fluke reviving his teammate right here, Newsy, while Todak is already on the move to challenge them as well.
Here comes Schweppes driving through. He will be repositioning, causing a little bit of decoy, but it does not phase the rest of Todak for the moment. Lynx knows that there's still 2 more members right down onto the ridges. Schweppes now popping another grenade, hoping to actually find one, but not really getting anything at all. And this is definitely going to be a tough predicament for the side of Todak as they are being scattered into 2 different positions, and they do catch Lynx coming in with a big nade dropped in by the side of Schweppes. So down to 2 members left. Vampire Esports storms the gate, trying to look for their targets, and it seems like Todak, they just want to defend one singular room, and this is going to be a tight one for them to hold out.
And Todak is not even moving a muscle here. They're letting Vampire Esports to actually, get inside this house, waiting for them to take the bait. And now we've got Schweppes holding on to that nade to kind of disorient them with what's happening just outside. But an effective shot coming from Clay Rider, but Schweppes already to push forward and ready to take the win. Vampire Esports with 6 elimination points wins the fight up against Todak. Was that Todak or Team Secret?
It was Todak. Oh my. Yeah. Like, that was a heavy casualty left with only 1 member. The flank coming from Leon definitely looked good for the side of Todak. They pressurized the rest of Vampire Esports to just sit out of that, but they just basically pummeled through the room. They don't really care because they know they have the numbers advantage. And now they will go in for a grand reset. Meanwhile, we finally get a glimpse of Team Flash. Today, playing a little bit more passive. Because they've really had a really good position. They're taking through the valley, through the highways, where they could potentially keep VPE at bay. So we'll see the shift to circle, and yes, indeed, Team Flash is still on top of it. So problem lies for NKT as well as VPE to march right in. I would say it's a little bit more straightforward for the side of NKT, but not so much for Vampire Esports.
You know what? I'm not used to the fact that Team Flash is playing this game, more on the passive side. When I've seen Batman really go at it and just full aggro when it comes to getting those elimination points. But then again, I guess at this point in the competition, you just want to be flexible at at how you approach each of the battles here that is happening inside the games, and I guess getting into the right position can how to say you have a high chance of actually scoring the chicken dinner because elimination points can come later into the game, right? But you just have to get into the right
Here comes
position
VP.
to maximize those kill points. Now, Geek versus Vampire. Oh man, this is not what we expected to happen. But that was unfortunate for the side of Vampires because they took a big explosion right up in front of them. But then again, this is a good follow through coming from Tony K. But I just want to say it was a close call nonetheless. But they do need to hurry up in terms of picking up their teammate, picking up their fallen comrades, because BTR also aggressively throwing in nades to flush them out once again from inside of this compound.
My, I wasn't expecting Tony K to actually clutch that moment. You saw what really happened. They were all arriving, funneled into the same direction on the outside, where Geek Fam was not even inside the compound. And by playing on the outskirts, every VP members was just trying to figure out where exactly to go. The moment they stepped out, and once they were figured out, they were all going into the same line of sight against the side of Geek Fam. And speaking of on the outskirts, look at BTR. They now find themselves within range of grenades being tossed in from the side of NKT. Advancing forward with Joker coming in from the back as well. It's only going to be Hans for HANNZCIL. So yeah, the names are getting a little bit more confusing coming from the side of BTR. So yeah, it is what it is. BTR only has one member left standing in the way. So NKT, the bigger fish to fry is actually Vampire Esports, which they have not spotted out just yet.
Yeah, I feel for Hans though. I mean, he's like surrounded by a lot of sandworms. And who will be the biggest sandworm to take him out? So, I mean, he is sandwiched in between Vampire and NKT, so that is a tough way to go, not gonna lie here. Hans now about to go out. Ooh! Huge damage coming from that nade from Vampire, and he is also receiving some nade damage coming from NKT, so this is not a good spot at all for this last surviving member of Bigatron Red Aliens.
And he's still trying his level best. Meanwhile, Tony K, he's basically confident to push onto the outskirts, trying to pressurize with some grenades once again in exchange. But Vampire Esports, they don't really have that much time. The circle's about to shift. In this top 5 battle, it has been pretty much a tight gridlock between NKT as well as VPE. Not that they're even fighting each other. They're just really hoping to take that one pointer, wasting a lot of resources at the same time as well. So I don't really think that is all too well worth it. But they try as they may, as they send more of these players up to eventually get Han. He does get the DBS out there, and he will suppress one member, Tony K, down on the ground, and that will eventually be picked up. BTR is already out, but here comes the rest of NKT. The other Thai team that has been waiting in the wings will try to